Hi Sagittarius, I'm Anisha. To know more about my work, you may visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com. For those of you who are seeking deeper clarity, be it in your love lives or your career, for a personal consultation, you may write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. Sagittarians, there are three things in the world that cannot be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And this is one of my favorite quotes by the enlightened Buddha. And this comes to the mind especially now because we are opening the month with a full moon on the 3rd. That is there in your house of communication. This is a house of siblings. This is also the place of community, your immediate community, place where you live. Now, full moon times are, so lunar eclipses tend to be very emotional because something is coming to an end, something is coming to fruition, we've sort of finished with it and we are going to be moving on to the next chapter, and there's almost this sense of excitement, longing, yet this sense of, oh, I'm leaving something behind. And there can be a change in your local environment, and with, of course, with the challenging pandemic conditions that we are living in, um, there already has been a lot of change. We are living in isolation. There is social distancing. There is more. There's restrictive travel. We are working from home. Yet there could be furthermore changes in your, you know. Maybe it can be the local park where you stay, or it can be the road work, something which could be quite pivotal to your community. Um, or it could be maybe something, maybe a favorite, one of your, um, favorite joints where you used to hang around earlier, that is closing down. So there could be this sense of almost nostalgia, that it's getting highlighted this month. And because this is a house of communication, social media really takes a lot of precedence over here, and more so, since uh, most of us are working from home. I think virtually is the only world that we can really connect with each other. So you could be dealing, you could be interacting, networking, mostly virtually. And this is also a time that some of you could be a little concerned that, your group or maybe friends tend to overshare a lot. You could be a little concerned even about a sibling, and you may think that, that sibling either is not just oversharing, but maybe, you know, needs to sort of calm down a bit, and maybe it's time to have a conversation with the sibling. On the 5th, we have Mercury, and Mercury is joining Sun in the house of expansion of the mind, higher mind studies, and it is also the house of spirituality. And we also have a new moon on the 18th in this house. So with the sun in this specific house, your focus is just going to be there in expanding your mind. You want to learn, you want to broaden your mind, you want to connect with others from maybe across the countries, different cultures, different ethnicities, different work cultures. In fact, some of you could be working wherein that your office could be in another country, and you could just be learning, or you could be working on 2 different time zones altogether. And even though virtually and not physically, you could find that this experience sort of opens you up to an entire new way of working, of interacting with people. And you could be, um, you know, uh, you could be learning or studying something absolutely new. Maybe it is philosophy, or some of you could even be going back to school. You could be doing this online course, and you could be upskilling. And I think that's a wonderful time and an opportunity to be doing so. Sun is going to be making you more outspoken than usual, Sagittarius. Not that you shy away from saying what you want to, but Sun is going to be making you be more opinionated. You're not going to be shying away from speaking your truth, or with having an opinion. And it's an easier time that you will find, Sagittarians, to be dealing with a broader picture. You're not too happy to sort of dealing with the nitty-gritties of the daily, you know, life. And with Mercury being over there, you're going to be having plenty of stories to be talking about, the past, what you did, how you did, what you plan to do ahead, and where it is that you see yourself, and how you plan to be there, etc. So there are going to be a lot of conversations, a lot of big ideas, grand ideas. Um, that you could be making a plan, you could be devising a plan to sort of make them happen. Now, this house, it's also because this deals with higher studies, and with the new moon being over there, this could leave you literally wanting to expand and learn and push your, not just your mind, but you would literally be itching to travel during this point of time. And I think something, I mean, what's something? I think that the situation, the current situation in itself is not satisfactory. So they could just be this. I think your mind and your heart is going to be on a constant travel, Sagittarius. I think out of all the zodiacs, you travel the most. But they could just be this itch. I want to go out and I want to have an adventure. I want to travel and I want to sort of. Do the long distance travel. Now, because this house also rules law, so it can be that some legal matters can come up to play. Maybe some things that you have, not paid attention to, that could just get cropped up during this time. It may have to do with your property, with a house, or it may just have to do with something which has to do with your company or with the organization, and some legality could come up. Don't try and sort of do the finer things during this time, Sagittarians. Like, you will have no patience for the finer details. You are quite happy with the larger picture. So let someone else take care of the finer details for you. However, if you're a writer, it's a wonderful time to be publishing. On the 8th, we have Venus, and she's moving into your house of joint finances. This is a house of sexuality, and this is also the house of our partner's finances, and it also speaks about psychological issues. Now, Venus being over there, and Venus is all about love, she's about romance, she doesn't want to create any trouble. So she's going to be sort of smoothing this very challenging house for you. She is going to encourage you to take a walk down the memory lane. And if there have been painful incidents, I'm sure all of us have some stuff in our closet. She's going to make it very easier for you to dig into your psyche and delve into things that have happened to you, and you'll be able to speak about them without sort of feeling scarred or feeling guilt, or even a sense of, no, I don't want to go over there. It can also be that for some of you that you could be quite keen into digging more. It is almost that you want to know why, as to what is it that happened in your partner's life during that point of time, and so on and so forth. Never does anyone any good, but I think for couples wherein there has been a sort of a disconnect, it's a wonderful time to be rejuvenating your sexual chemistry, your intimacy with each other. It's a great time to be sharing things with your partner and spending that couple time together. On the 20th, we have Mercury that moves into your house of career, and then on the 23rd, we have Sun that comes and joins over there. Now, you're going to be having a lot of conversations. Mercury is going to be encouraging you, and Sun is going to be giving you that fortitude to have discussions around your work, about your company. If you run a company, you could be thinking, how longer do I mean, is it sustainable? What is happening to the work? I mean, how do I do more alliances? How it is that I make my product more better. And I think it's a time that you need to be very realistic, Sagittarians. For you need to be finding out very practical and realistic solutions, not very grandiose things and saying that I know everything can get worked upon, which it can. It does take time, but I think you it would be better if you sort of speak with an expert and you see as to how it is that you would want to, as far as your courage is concerned, the way ahead, because this is a house of career and accolades. You can be assured that your work is safe. I mean, it does you will be getting due credit for the work that you have done, and people are going to be, um, praising you for your contribution and how hard or loyal and how well you have worked. Now, Mars is going to be in your house of love, romance, creativity, and children for the next 6 months, which is a very rare aspect because Mars normally transits for a shorter time. And even though it is retrograde in September, this time it's transiting for almost 6 months. And in this specific house of your love and romance, you could be driven to sort of express yourself. Mars makes us very action oriented. Mars is not sort of happy sitting there and say, "Oh, people are in love. I'm happy to watch them have tea." Mars wants passion. Mars wants clarity. Mars wants, to you to express yourself. What is it that you really feel? And it can be that for some of you, if there's a creative project, I mean, you feel very strongly about it, and you could be you could be pushing yourself, you could be speaking with people about it, and you will also be allowing your inner child to come out and play for a bit. Good time to be picking up a hobby, Sagittarians. It's a great time to be having an interesting conversation with your children. And I think for those of you who are single, it's a great time to be getting into a relationship as well. Virtually, I don't know how that's going to happen, but yeah, I think you will find someone in whom you're romantically interested and vice versa. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Sagittarians. I know I have not been as regular as I should be. I will hopefully try and stay regular from this month. Do stay connected and stay safe. Your followership and the subscription matter a lot to me. It helps me create more content for you. So please do share my work with friends, with others, so that I can create more such wonderful content for you. Stay safe, Sagittarians. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.